wait for it, and it's live. Hello, friends. Kara, I'm excited for this conversation today. Guys, Business Besties is live. And listen, if you have ever felt like you are posting and you're showing up and you're doing all the things, but it's not actually turning into cash money or some sales, right? Like you feel like super busy but not productive. This is going to help you today. This conversation with me and my business bestie, Kara, who is my sister in Christ, my business bestie in life. We are going to unpack it today. We're going to get into it. We're going to have a really great conversation, aren't we, my friend?
Yes, I'm so stinking excited for this. We've been talking a lot about this with our Call to Activate members. And so we just thought we'd bring this conversation right here to y'all.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know us yet, I just want to give a quick little intro on who we are and kind of what we do. But we are, like I said, sisters in Christ, business besties in life. We're like two coaches on a mission to really help you guys get into action, clear out the clutter, get clear in what you're doing, because we've both been building business for a long time. I have been 7 years building a business full-time online. Kara has been an entrepreneur for over 15 years. And so she really mastered like the tech and the tactical side of things. I come at it from the mindset and messaging piece. So together we are kind of the yin to each other's yang, I like to say, right?
100%.
Yeah. I like to talk a lot too. I don't shut up. Anyways, poor Kara. So yeah, I guess let's just get right into this conversation. Let's talk about content and conversations. And for those of you having a hard time with your content, again, grab a notebook, turn up the volume. This is one that you're going to want to pay attention to.
Yeah. And most people assume that the problem is their content, but that's not actually the problem.
No,
it's actually a foundation problem.
Yeah. Foundation. And I think too, I'm going to get ahead of myself here, but I just want to say it because when Kara and I started our year, this year in 2025, we launched something called Unstuck and Unstoppable. Because between the two of us, we've taken over 3,800 coaching calls. We talked to a few of you. And what we came to just a few. And what we really both came to realize in our conversations, because Kara and I talked like multiple times a day, which is why I was like, we should just push the live button and like we should talk to all the people because we're solving a lot of problems on these calls between the two of us. Anyways, what I realized was both of us came to the realization that it's not that you guys need to know more. And you know what I mean? It's like it's information constipation, as my friend Nadia would say. It's knowing so much and too much and not taking the action. And what happens when you know too much and you've absorbed too much? What happens? Clutter.
And you get paralyzed.
Totally.
I work with people helping them launch their courses and their digital offers. And the one statement that has stood out to me, I was working with a client. She goes, I took course after course after course about how to launch my course. And every course that I took got me further from feeling like I was ready to launch. It made me feel further behind because now you have all this information and you don't know what order to do what in. And so you do nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so that's what we're really passionate about, getting you guys a solid foundation and getting you unstuck and into action. So Unstuck and Unstoppable, I'm just going to plug it now. If you have not taken that course, drop Unstuck in the comments if you want the info on it, because it's really, really good, helping you lay foundation, which again, this is what we're going to talk about today, because if you have random content creates random results, right, Kara?
That's right. So if you're just posting when you think about it, you've got no system, and you've got no feedback loop to actually talk to those people, friends, it's not ever going to work for you.
Yeah. You're just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. It's like you're starting from scratch every day, which then when you do that, nothing compounds. Your audience isn't seeing you show up and go, oh, it's that message again. Tell me, you guys, I want you to stop for a minute and think about some of the content creators that you follow. You know their theme. You know what to expect from their content already before you even push the button, right? Do you know what I'm saying? That is compounding content. But if you are not creating that through clarity and consistency and you're starting from scratch every day, that's really why it feels heavy.
Yeah, 100%. And one of the things I want to talk about for just a second is content is the conversation before the conversation. Mm-hmm. So your content should be inviting people in and making them it's activating them, making them feel like, oh my gosh, this is like, I need to talk to this person. This is the person that could help me do whatever it is that, your business does. And so a lot of people think that they're just going to put out a lot of helpful tips and things like that. Friends, I can get that from ChatGPT. I can get
Mhm.
that from one of the 6 million courses I signed up for and spent way too much money on, right? I want actual help moving my business forward.
Yeah, so good. And Kara, I want to touch on, you had a like a real this played out in real life just a few days ago for you. I want to say this, that people are watching before they message you. And as a
Mhm.
matter of fact, some of those people, like Kara just experienced, I want you to tell the story of the lady who, she's not liked or commented on your content. You didn't know her from anyone, and now she's, yeah,
Yeah.
tell that story real quick, would you?
Yeah,
Like,
so what happened, it was kind of funny. Saturday morning, I was gonna set the boundary, I was not gonna work on a Saturday. I was gonna actually take the day off. That morning, someone commented and they joined my paid group or my free group, and they commented and they asked for a freebie that I had, that I'd commented and said, if you just send this word, I'll send you this freebie. And so I did do what I teach my people to do. You don't just send the freebie, you start the conversation. So I jumped into her DMs and I'm like, hey, so tell me more about this course you're wanting to create. She's like, well, actually, I already created my course. Well, the freebie was on how to start your course creation. So she didn't need that freebie. And I would have never known that had I just sent her the link to that freebie and put her on my email list. So instead, we had a conversation, and what I realized was she needed tech help. She had everything ready to go, but she has no link where people can pay her and actually start making an impact. So I said, hey, here's a link to my calendar. Why don't you book and let's get on a quick strategy call and see how it can help you. This person, we had had a conversation in August of last year when she had commented on something and I'd sent her the link to register and just said, hey, I just want to send you this link. Let me know if you have any questions. Not one comment, not one like, not one conversation, nothing since then.
mm,
And tomorrow we have a follow-up appointment to be able to sign a contract to work together.
that is just awesome. Did you guys hear that? Like, again, those of you out there right now that are, again, unclear on your content, it is a foundation problem, which is why we're having this conversation with you. But I want you guys to think about this. When you are creating your content and you are getting consistent and there's clarity in your messaging, I don't want you to think about it like from a perspective of like, this is just another task that I got to check off and I got to do content. I got to, you know what I mean? It really is the relationship building piece that matters. It really, really matters. And
Mhm.
you showing up consistently, Kara, and creating consistent value, and again, I can't say it enough, consistently showing up with the clarity in your messaging. That's why, you're signing clients now. Like, you guys, eventually, as you toil the soil, as I like to say, you will reap the harvest. And
Mhm.
and again, that's what we kind of want to help you unpack today, is the content issue that some of you are having. And then it goes on to, when the content's created and this stuff starts happening, Kara comes in with the systems to support it. And do you want to touch
Yeah.
on that at all?
Well, I actually want to back up just a little bit, and I want to go back to what Mindy said about Unstuck and Unstoppable. It's a 5-day boot camp that we did live, and it's literally 5 lessons. They're an hour each. But one of the things that we hit on is people focus on the wrong metrics. So just like I just said, she didn't like, she didn't comment, she didn't do any of those things for months and months and months. Like, we had had one conversation, 8 months ago, and it was just a quick no discovery, right? If I was focusing on likes, saves, shares,
Mm-hmm.
follower count, that metric would not matter. But what
Mm-hmm.
I focus on is impressions. How many eyeballs can I get on my stuff? And
Yeah.
so if you're still focusing on things like likes, follows, and all of that, Unstuck and Unstoppable is going to reframe it for you, and it's really going to help you get a grasp on what should you be focusing on. So that little mini course boot camp is $100, and I'm telling you, everyone who has gone through it has said, I've had so many aha moments. It's things
Mm-hmm.
that people foundationally don't teach when you're buying these one-off courses.
Yep. Thank
So,
you. Thanks for
yeah.
hitting on that. And
Yeah.
and in Unstuck, it takes me to my next point, why your content isn't converting. We do have one of the nights we talk about content and really dive deep into content creation. But the majority of the time, and again, as you guys get here, feel free to comment in the comments. If your content's not converting, it's likely because it's not clear, right? There's
Yep.
not clarity there.
Yeah. Yep. And that usually happens because there's not a clear person that you're talking to. There's no path that you're leading them on, and there's no next step to work with you. They have no idea that that content is for them, that this is the path you're going to take them on, and how they can actually work with you.
And good points, and couple that with your messaging changing daily, right? Or that there's no next step, there's no connection to an offer, you're not leading them to the next step. Many of you, you've bought your course. I want you guys, again, I want you to stop and think for a minute, look at the content that you're consuming and watch how they're taking you through to a next step. Comment this word, right? There's sometimes a shop button or a buy now button on some of that content. It's giving you a next step. It's connecting you to the offer. And right now, for many of you, everything feels disconnected. And that's part of the problem. You're talking to everyone. And so no one feels seen, right?
Yep, 100%. Your content should move people, not just reach people. So they should feel your content. They shouldn't just read it. They should feel it in their body. As soon as your content hits, if it is your ideal audience and they stumble upon your piece of content, they should feel it in their body that, oh my gosh, this person gets me.
Yeah, she's talking to me. And one other thing, I'm going to go back to Unstuck and Unstoppable because I did a deep dive in this. For those of you that were part of Unstuck and Unstoppable, we talk about the different markets that you're marketing to, right? You've got 3 markets. I'm going to give you guys a real quick rundown of it. You've got 3 markets. As you're showing up on social media, there are 3 markets that you are talking to in your content. You've got your cold market, right? We want new eyeballs on our stuff. This is where new people come into the fold. They decide if they like us, if they don't like us, right? If they're going to follow us or block us, right? That's the cold leads. We want cold traffic, the non-followers coming in. We also then want to talk to and create content for our warm market. Our warm market are those people that maybe they do engage with us a little bit on our content, or they drop a like, or they're watching our stories and stuff. Those people that are kind of invested in your content, that's the warm market people. But then we also need to be creating content for hot market. These are the people that love you, that want to support you, that just, they want to be a part of your world. So when you have an offer and you create content that gives them next steps to get that offer, guess who's buying? That hot market, right?
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And most people get stuck in one. They're either stuck in selling or they're always talking to cold people.
Yeah. So I'm curious, you guys, let us know in the comments when you get here, like which one are you actually posting right now? Like who are you talking to right now? No content, no conversations, no sales. Like if you are, again, I go back to, if you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. That's just the truth of the matter. And it kind of drove me a little crazy for a while because I was like, but I love everyone. Not a great marketing strategy, right, Kara?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to say something real quick for those people who are like, well, listen, I'm struggling to know who my ideal audience is. Like, who is that person? For me, it's not an industry. It's not, these people don't all have something like that in common. They have more of their psychographics and their demographics in common. So like I work with women who are caretakers, who are carrying a heavy load, and they have tried to DIY. DIY has worked in the past for them, and it doesn't work anymore because they don't have the same capacity. So for some of you, you're trying to fit into a niche of industry when your niche is actually a person who has a heartbeat and who is actually feeling things like they're taking care of their sister who is handicapped. Those are things you can talk to, and those are things she's going to immediately feel in her body whenever you talk to her. So make sure, if you don't know who you're talking to, look at the through line of what do all of your clients that you love to work with have in common, because it may be different than what you think.
So good. Yeah, totally. So, so that said, you guys, again, I'm just going to kind of recap some thoughts here. So Unstuck and Unstoppable is a great place for those of you that are missing some of this foundational stuff that we're talking about, because Kara and I deep dive in that for 5 nights. It's fantastic. So if you're listening to this and taking notes and kind of like, but what else? What else is there? Grab Unstuck and Unstoppable. Just comment the word unstuck in the comments and we'll get it to you. So we're creating the content. Ideally, again, that leads then to conversations, right? So that call to action. Let me just give you guys a quick example. I've been promoting peptides as of recent. I created a resource guide, or a guide, if you will. And a lot of my content you'll see now says comment the word resource, right? Comment the word resource. Here's the thing. When I say conversations, And those of you that, I hope you guys are following me. I know this is kind of fast. But when I say create conversations, when I comment, when they comment the word resource, I don't just go pop a link in their DMs. I go into their DMs. I say, hey, I saw your comment on my post. Excited to connect with you. Have you currently been researching peptides too? What do you know? What are you looking for? I start asking questions because questions creates conversations, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
And
conversations convert.
There, I was,
Yeah.
we share a brain some days.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Conversations are what convert to sales. So if you're not having conversations with people, you're missing the boat, my friends. But again, it all goes back to that content piece and foundationally, who are you talking to and how are you creating your content? I totally went off the rails there, Kara. Let me find.
That's okay. That's okay. And the other thing is your systems and your follow-ups matter. So I think it was last week, and I'm sorry, it's spring break. My family's home and dogs are barking, so I apologize. But your systems and your follow-up matter. And I think it was last week that we talked about kind of having that system in place. Maybe it was. Anyway, it's in a past episode where we talked about that follow-up. Like the fortune is in the follow-up. If you're not following up, you're leaving all those leads on the table. And your content becomes worthless because, well, they got, your lead happened, but then you didn't do anything with it.
So
like
true.
Mindy, I want you to retell real quick the story about when you said you were going to quit messaging someone.
Oh, yeah. Happy to share. So again, a lot of people, they get confused on the follow-up. We could do a whole, maybe we should do we'll do a follow-up. We'll do a messenger conversation live one of these days. Cause I think this is really important because people you don't know how to talk to people or you forget and then you make it weird. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so when it comes to follow-up, I don't have an exact thing. Like there's 7 follow-ups or 21 follow-ups or whatever. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to go too deep into this. Because I want to, but I'm not gonna. Okay, here's what I do. I follow up, I connect. Hey, did you have a chance to take a look at what I sent you? I'll like and comment on their social media a couple times. I'll stay in front of them, if you will. I'll spare you all the details on all the specifics. But my point in saying all that is I'll follow up, I'll check back in, I'll follow up again. I love to drop a GIF. I'm a huge fan. I don't take myself too seriously. I'm I'll do the Ace Ventura, where he's like, hey, are you there? And he gets, I think it's funny. And usually that garners a response, right? Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry, I'm busy. Here's the biggest, I guess my best tip for those of you that are when, I've sent a message 17 times and they've ghosted me every time. Hold on, sister. Handful of times we're following up. And then here's what we say. Hey, listen, I know you're busy and so am I. I love you. That's just me. I love you. But I know you're busy and so am I. I'm just going to go ahead and cross you off the list. If you decide, you have questions or whatever, feel free to reach back out to me. We are closing the loop, sisters. We are closing the loop. And there's nothing that makes my brain happier than closing loops. Right, Kara?
Yeah.
That's
and let me ask you.
Yeah.
How often is the response, no, don't mark me off the list?
I'd say 9 out of 10 times. They're like, no. Oh, okay. Here's what I say then. Okay. Oh, no worries. I know you're super slammed and so am I. And if this is not important right now, that's fine or whatever. But let me know, does it work for me then to follow up with you Saturday morning or Monday afternoon? I'll give them something like that because my time is valuable. We're busy doing lots of stuff. And I don't care if you're I'm really busy doing nothing. Make yourself busy. Act like a business owner. Your time is valuable.
Well, and if you're following up, you are busy.
Yeah,
you're going to be busy if you're doing the right follow-up.
And it looks desperate after a while. You guys stop messaging people 17 times and they've not responded to you. You're like, hey, I have any questions yet? Do you have any questions yet? Hey, how about now? Again, I'm going off on the follow-up thing because it's one of my favorites. But it's like that breeds desperation. Let's not do that. Okay. Not that any of you do.
So
anyway,
so the next part we want to talk really quick about, because we're coming up on our 20 minutes. And we try to keep these around 20 minutes because we know y'all are busy. Consistency, friends. Consistency creates data. And when you have the data, you know the direction. So if, for example, one of the things that I've been trying right now is if I want to test new messaging, I do it in trial reels. And if y'all don't know what that is, that's basically where on Instagram, you can send content to your non-followers. So I can see what content, what hooks resonate, what images resonate, Maybe if I'm doing some B-roll, which ones are getting that audience's attention, that cold market, so that I know, okay, this is really going to convert to my warm market. And then I'll feed that out. So testing messaging and creating more content. And I just heard Brock Johnson say this morning. He goes, the problem with authenticity is not that you're not showing up as yourself. It's that you're taking too long from the idea to the posting, that you're making it so much, like you're watering it down with all of the editing and all of the extra thoughts you're putting in it. If you literally just posted raw, you would get better reaction. So I just want somebody to hear that today. The more content that you can create, the more consistent that you can be, the quicker you're going to get to that data, which drives your decisions.
So good, Kara. And I'm guilty of this too, you guys. I think we all are, because we want to we have a spirit of excellence, I hope we all do, about us, that we really want to show up well, but that can lead to perfectionism, which loops in procrastination, which is the never ending cycle of you're going nowhere fast. And so honestly, and we just talked about this on our Call to Activate mastermind call last night, my friends, we've got to disconnect our heads from our hearts on this. When it comes to content creation, cut it off at the neck. We don't need to be so much in our hearts and our emotions and what might people think if I post about this again, or I posted about that last week, like they're going to think like I'm desperate. No, nobody actually saw it. If you posted about it once last week, I guarantee you a 0.00016% of people on your social media saw it. You really want to test it? Like, let's get into our heads on this, because my friend Nikki did this and I this blew my mind. She posted, she's my friend, I follow her, I love her content. She posted 12 reels a day on the hour. So like 12 times. She posted the same reel. She changed up the wording a little bit, changed up the music and the front picture 12 times on the hour. I said, Nikki, this is insane. She got so many views from so many non-followers. She like threw her stats out and so forth. I said, the craziest part of this is, Nikki, I never saw one of them. Not one reel of hers I saw. My newsfeed didn't blow up with 76 posts from Nikki. Never saw one. Is that crazy or what?
Mm-hmm.
That blew my mind. Yeah.
And we had a girl last night. It was really cute, because this is where we all come, like we all feel like this in the beginning. Well, I don't want to bother them, or I don't want to be in their feed too much. Friend, chances are you're not in their feed at all, and that's the problem.
Yeah. If you're not making sales, you're exactly right, Kara. Exactly right. Let's go ahead and get into the implementation part of this thing. Again, guys, I'm just going to say it like loud for the people in the back. Some of you don't need more content. You do need clarity. You do need to understand who it is that you're talking to. Get some clarity around your messaging and your offer as well, and really start. Then it's like pedal to the metal, right?
So we like to leave y'all with a little bit of homework each week. We did this with Unstuck and Unstoppable. And so I've got a challenge for you. I want you to look back at your last 10 posts, and I want to know, could somebody binge those last 10 posts and know your offer and know how they could work with you, or what the next step is to get in touch with you? If they don't, I want you to work on that this week. And I want, when you come back to Business Besties Live next week, I want to make sure that bridge has been that gap has been bridged.
That's good. So there you go. Yeah. So good. You guys, I hope that this is helpful for someone today. I do want to say this. So every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, you will find me and Kara here having these conversations with you guys. Follow our YouTube channel. We just launched our YouTube channel. So go ahead, find us on YouTube, Business Besties Live. We can put it in the comments here as well. And last, but certainly not least, Kara, do you want to tell them about the retreat that we've launched? Like literally this is happening.
Yes. Okay. Well, I want to back up for just a second. So Unstuck and Unstoppable happened, the boot camp, and we launched a mastermind. So we have ladies that we work with every week. It's not more information for them. Literally, we meet them where they are. They tell us what they're struggling with, and we help them with the next 7-day steps. So literally, these ladies are making progress. In fact, one of them last night just said, for the first time since she started her business, over 2 years ago, she was able to pay herself. Friends, that is the kind of results that you get whenever you really start getting accountability and you know exactly what you need to do the next 7 days. Yeah. That's only not even 90 days in. So that in order to become one of the Call to Activate members, you have to go through Unstuck and Unstoppable because we want to make sure that you know what it takes to run a business and that you have that foundational knowledge. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure that you grab Unstuck and Unstoppable, binge it, do the homework, and then let us know. We actually refund that $97 when you join Called to Activate because we're that passionate about making sure that you understand all the things and we just want to help you. So we are also doing in August, really close to where I live in the mountains, we are doing a retreat where literally we're going to come together. We are going to have some downtime. We're going to have some fellowship with the Lord. And we're also going to talk strategy on how to build our businesses. Yeah. So if that sounds like a room really small, I mean, we're talking 10, 15 people. If that sounds like an environment that you want to be a part of, let us know. And we would love to get you a link.
Yeah, comment retreat in the comments if you want it, and we'll get it over to you. That's going to be, I am like beyond. I don't know. It's something I dreamt about, really.
And I'm so excited because the town that it's in is such a cute little town, and we've got some fun things up our sleeves. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. But it's going to be super exciting. So if you want your spot, limited spots, go ahead and comment retreat.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you guys. If you did find some value, drop a little hashtag value in the comments, and we'll see you next week for Business Besties Live. Same time, same place. Till then, guys, take care.